Like and subscribe. You know, Moses pulled us out of slavery. Then he turned around, he walked away, and he came back in a couple of days, and the Hebrew Israelites were worshiping a golden calf. That is what Hebrew Israelites who call themselves Christians remind me of. These people will have us enduring 400 more years of colonization and slavery if we don't if we don't wake them up. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, these people, these so-called Christians who are now twerking in church, wearing all types of tight clothes, um, all kind of infidelity is going on, and then they get on their knees and they pray to God for help. Well, it is a known fact that God helps those who help themselves. You take one step, God takes two. Now, you are a Hebrew Israelite by blood, so God will hold you up. He's not going to let you drown. But don't expect God to start taking steps to help you, and you won't take a simple step to acknowledge that you are of God's chosen people, and you won't even do anything to help yourself. This reminds me of when I was a union steward. People would want to file a grievance, but then they wanted to remain anonymous. They wanted me to put my job on the line for them, and then they sit back and watch to see what's going to happen. Moses tried to help Hebrew Israelites. Some he has been able to help, some he can't. Black people who call themselves spiritual, which is most black men don't go to church, they consider themselves spiritual. And then there are black women who consider themselves spiritual because they know that Christianity was designed to do one thing: enslave and colonize. Then Christianity gave you this white Jesus. Now they want you to believe that this white Jesus is God. Now that's what they want you to believe, that this white man is God. And common sense, white people are inferior to black people. They are inferior to black people. Look up the definition Homo sapiens in the dictionary or in an encyclopedia, and you will understand what black people are. Melanated people are Homo sapiens. Caucasian people are Neanderthals. They are Neanderthals. They are beneath us. They didn't even know music had a beat. They didn't know music had a beat. Watch old videos of American bandstands. They didn't know music had a beat until they saw Soul Train. They could not pick up the high vibrational frequency. They cannot pick up. That's why they didn't know music had a beat. Who are the most athletic people in the world unless they cheat? Who are the most intelligent people in the world unless they cheat? And they do it all the time. Now, Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso, along with Niger, Mali, and soon to be joining them, Chad, are fighting for independence to free themselves from colonialism. They have done it. Now, what are Neanderthals doing? They're using a black man to try and re-enslave Africans. Because they want to pretend to be something they are not. It's the new game. They want to play mind games with us. Oh, since an African, they're gonna get an African man to tell lies. And then they can justify it by saying, well, he said it, we didn't, he said it. He says or say what they tell him to say. Forget about the Black Caucus and all these people. I mean, anybody with a history of half a history of humanity knows the evils perpetrated against Homo sapiens by Neanderthals. They know that we are, everything that we invent, they take credit for it because they came up with a law called a patent. So you can invent something, but if you're not the first to get the patent, you lose out. And a patent costs money. And you need a lawyer to write it up nowadays. Now, I'm a Hebrew Israelite, and I recognize myself as a Hebrew Israelite. I don't pretend to be anything lesser than that. To be lesser than that is to make myself inferior. I am not inferior to Caucasians. I am superior to Caucasians, and I act in accordance. I'm superior to them, and I'm not going to pretend to be anything else. In fact, I don't watch Caucasians on TV. I don't watch them in the movies. Because that's their fantasy of trying to be like me. Top Gun. You know who the real Top Guns were? The Red Tails. They were black men. The Red Tails. It wasn't Tom Cruise, 5'7" Tom Cruise. Weren't Caucasians. And all they're doing is using Langley to hold us back. And they're using the Black Caucus to hold us back. You don't hear a white man saying, well, you heard Biden say, I'm not paying reparations. But you hear more black politicians saying no reparations than anything else. You might as well be a Christian talking that kind of smack. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I know my history. I know my culture. I know who owes me. I want reparations. I demand reparations. Because the only thing that, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave, for some of you that are not intelligent, I'm going to leave 2 links in the description. And I want you to watch this. And in one link, it's going to be a white guy explaining how we have been screwed. He's going to explain to you the true history of Caucasians and what they have done all over the world and how they glorify it. There should never have been a Columbus Day when you think about what he did. Alexander the Great, there should never be any statues of him. He's just a rapist, a gay rapist, and pillager. That's all he did. And they celebrate him. And then if you expect for them to change, and they're celebrating the same thing that enslaved and colonized us, then you are out of your mind. Before they change, we have to change. And once we change, it really doesn't matter whether they change or not. The game will be over. Like, subscribe, talk to you later.